Hey, Abroad from Houston here, and today we're going to learn about Zapatistas from someone who was there at the very beginning.
Now, this was a 2.5 hour class, so I'm just going to point out a few facts that I didn't learn from the internet. The Zapatistas occupied San Cristobal de las Casas and several other towns on January 1st in 1994, the day NAFTA came into effect. The occupation of San Cris, as it's called, was coordinated and led by this woman, Comandante Ramona, a social officer. The Zapatistas had a genius strategy for doing so. They joined the Mexican army. At this time, Mexico's neighbors to the north were pumping guns into Mexico, and those guns would frequently be sold to the narcos, which meant a fresh supply of weapons for the Zapatistas. And as the army provided education, the enlistees educated their communities on their days off. And in that way, they were able to arm and train the men and women of the Lacandon jungle. They also volunteered to guard the cities on a day when no one in Mexico works, New Year's. They surrounded the city and no one was allowed in or out. New Year's at this time was celebrated in people's houses. There was no public celebration. So the people of San Cris had no idea they were being occupied. But there were tourists who wandered into the city center and chatted with the Zapatistas. And then they went back, found phones, and called home. And this is how the Europeans found out about the Zapatista movement before the Mexican government did, because the governors were all sleeping it off. By the time the government did find out the next day, the Zapatistas had disappeared into the jungle. But before they left, they declared war on the Mexican government. I'll tell you more in part 2.